Waterloo able to maintain puck possession. Power play is over, though, is straight away. McDonald holds and gives it on to the near side for Niclario. Penalty to McCauley comes to an end. Lancers desperately need a clear and a line change. Can't get it here as Waterloo keeps the heat on as Morrison clanks it off the far side, boards and glass, and all the way back out to center ice. Hawks trying to catch Omaha in the midst of a change, but the up ice pass to Zapita just out of his reach. Hostley will swivel back alongside Newell as Edson darts it below the goal line. McCauley back at center ice. He wants to go with Peter Hand. This is well behind the play, but Hand will have none of that. McCauley practically forcing Hand to fight, and he won't do it. Meanwhile, the Hawks keep the pressure on as McCauley behind the play is all over Hand as a point shot is redirected wide of the goal. McCauley is all over Hand like white on rice right now and able to chip it past him, maybe a 2-on-1. McCauley trying to sprint it past the defense. McCauley to the backhand. A save made by Williams. The follow-up is put in. The goal is waved off. The net is off. And here we go. Everybody's got a dance partner now. You knew this was coming. It was only a matter of time, and now we've got it. Everybody a dance partner at center ice, or rather back inside the Waterloo end, as players are quickly broken apart and forced into the penalty box, and this one's getting ugly here in Omaha. McCauley started the play along the right wing, and he went hard into Waterloo goaltender Jay Williams, and now Myles McCauley is down and being attended to by Lancers trainer Bill Nervig. This one's taken its toll for the orange and black. McCauley now able to get back up on his knees, and it looks like he's going to be okay. And you wonder if Peter Hand, fighting is a part of the game for a reason. And you wonder if Hand just goes one-on-one with McCauley, you don't get the yard sale of equipment we've got on the ice right now. That's part of the game. Hand didn't want any part of it, and what we had was ugliness thereafter. Penalties, and plenty of them to come, with 7:40 left in regulation time. You have a feeling that the only thing that's going to stop the tempers from escalating to a boiling point in this one is the final buzzer. I mean, there is nothing right now from stopping these two teams from going at one another 100% until the final horn sounds. This one has gone from good to bad to ugly, and we hope it doesn't get any worse. Not ugly in terms of the skill hockey that we've seen, but ugly with the Hamburg injury. You never want to see that. Omaha responding with physicality. You like to see that. It needs to be controlled, but I think for the most part it has been. But then you get into situations where guys are out for blood and they just want fights, and if the other team isn't willing to oblige, then you get what we had, and that's post-whistle skirmishes and potentially line brawls. .740 left in regulation time, and this is one way to start the 2011-2012 season. Not exactly the way I think that many of us would have drawn it up, but physicality is part of the game, and it certainly has been present tonight. 3-1 remains our score in favor of Waterloo. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation time. Omaha needs 2 to get this one even to force extra time. What you do have to like from the Omaha Lancers is how much they've stuck up for one another. Hamburg went down and everyone answered the call. Whether it was the 5'7" Matt Goudreau, the 5'7" Jimmy Murray, or the 6'3" Casey Bailey, or the 6'6" Eli Lichtenwald, everybody has responded with physicality since the Hamburg injury. Myles McCauley has wanted to bump bodies. Reed Sturos has wanted to bump bodies all night. And this is an Omaha Lancers group that here on day one is showing that they're in this together. You certainly hope that it doesn't take an injury to a player to bring a team together. And we certainly still hope that Anthony Hamburg will be able to be a long and prosperous part of this 2011-2012 run. But really kind of a galvanizing third period here at the Omaha Civic Auditorium. Still referee Andrew Wilk at the scorer's table, running down the penalties. The time of the infractions will be 12:12 or 12:20, of the third period. We've got plenty of them coming, I'm sure. So Victor Newell just pulled out of the penalty box and back to the bench. So he mistakenly put into the sin bin, able to escape. Meanwhile, captains Mark Miller of Omaha and Max Edson of Waterloo await atop the semicircle outside the scorer's table, waiting for the indication of the penalties. While we have a quick timeout, let's quickly take a peek around the rest of the USHL scoreboard, tell you what's happening elsewhere. Our first final of the season, Team USA's under-17 squad, a convincing 10-3 victory over the Youngstown Phantoms. That's the only final so far. Less than 9 minutes left in regulation time in Tri-City. The Storm with their home opener, leading the visiting Sioux City Musketeers 1-0. Phoenix Copley pitching the shutout in that one for the Tri-City Storm. And the only other game tonight, nearing the midway point of the third period in Lincoln, the Stars with their home opener this evening, outshooting visiting Sioux Falls 42-15. Stars lead that one 2-0 on goals by Colton Saucerman and Logan Smith. Shutout also being pitched in that one by Charles Williams in goal for the Stars. Meanwhile, Stephon Williams doing all he can for the Stampede. 40 saves on 42 Lincoln Stars shots to keep the Stampede in that one. That's a quick look around the league scoreboard as we remain in a delay here in Omaha. We've had a few of these in the third period. We've got 7 minutes and 40 seconds left of regulation, and I don't even want to speculate as to how long it's going to take to play out the remainder of this one. Shots on goal in the game, 33-25 in favor of Waterloo. Here in the third period, the Hawks have 5 shots, the Lancers have just 3. Penalties have been assessed at the scorer's table, and now referee Andrew Wilk over to the Lancers bench to discuss things with head coach Bliss Littler, as it looks like Waterloo's Vince Hinestroza has been sent down the runway, and he appears to be done for the evening. Under 8 minutes remaining in regulation time, and the Omaha Lancers trail the visiting Waterloo Blackhawks by the score of 3-1. These two clubs met a few years ago in a very entertaining Clark Cup Finals, a 5-game series that saw Omaha need all 5 games and then overtime to capture the 2007 Clark Cup Championship. That was really the last time these two teams had a heated rivalry, because Waterloo's been in the Eastern Conference. These two clubs faced off just twice last season. Omaha won both of those games. And so as a result of playing just 2 games a season ago, not much of a rivalry instituted at all. But in the off-season, USHL realignment brought Waterloo to the west, sent Dubuque to the east. Now Western Conference rivals in the rivalry in full form here on opening night. So you are hearing the penalties from public address announcer Eric Johnson. Hinostroza has received a game misconduct along with a 5-minute fighting major, so he's done. Leal of Omaha gets 5 minutes for fighting. Eli Lichtenwald gets 5 minutes for fighting. And another 5-minute fighting major to Omaha, and then a too many men on the ice minor to Omaha, which will negate any power play that was going potentially either way. 7:40 left regulation. Omaha trailing 3-1, and we're just about